Yo, 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 we back again. This is the Triple Ace Podcast. What it do? We back for another episode. Thank y'all for tuning in to the Triple Ace Podcast. So I got some hot topics, so let's get into it. You feel me? Yeah, so I want to know why in hip hop culture that we put an age on our music. And it's kind of crazy because you don't see that with pop music, country music, whatever. You know what I mean? But only in hip hop, you gotta be a certain age to still rap. And then if you still rapping, you too old, washed up, and all that type of mess, right? I want to know why is that? You know what I mean? Why has it got to be that way? Why you can't make rap music until you die? You know what I mean? And still be cool, because music is universal. It touches everybody's soul in a different way. So that's one thing I hate about the hip hop culture. Another thing that I hate about it is like when people say, "Oh, you fell off," this and that. A lot of artists didn't fall off; they just stopped being promoted. That's really two different things, in my opinion. Because you can still see T-Pain; he still makes a lot of money. It's just that he's not in the main light no more. You know what I mean? Because the record companies and stuff like that, they ain't putting no money behind him. And to push him. So one day, NBA YoungBoy gonna be the same thing like T-Pain. You know what I mean? You're not gonna hear about him in the mainstream, but he's still gonna do shows, get money, and everything. You know what I mean? But a lot of the young people to nowadays, young generation nowadays, they talking about you fell off, which I totally disagree. And I used to think like that too, but when I start seeing these niggas, T-Pain, Juvenile, and all them, they still making money off of shows. So to me, they really didn't fall off. If that, so I'm hoping and praying that everything go back to how it used to be, where you make a record, you put it on a CD, and you set it out the trunk, you go to the corner stores, and you start selling your own product, you know what I mean, making your own money. But the streaming service is not where it's at, especially for an independent artist. So you don't make no money. Independent artists, I would start putting my music up there. It's not worth it. You know what I mean? My music up there, and I haven't seen nothing from it. It's a waste of time. I even much did a kid's book. You know what I mean? I'm like, damn, if they don't like my music, maybe I'll put out a little kid's book. You can't go wrong with fucking writing a book. You know what I mean? That was in my head, you feel me? But you need a publisher for that shit. So you can't really do that independent. You know what I mean? Because that shit, that won't move. So you can't fucking win. You know what I mean? Unless you got a name out there, that's the only way you'll win. But if you ain't got a name, people don't want to fuck with you, don't want to give you a chance of light. But even your family members hate on you, you know what I mean? And soon you motherfucking be on TV or the radio station, and everybody come out the woodworks. You know what I mean? Everybody want to follow you. Everybody want to fuck with you. You know what I mean? Once you go viral or some shit like that. But it's crazy how this world is. And I'm sick of it. So everybody want to be followers nowadays. Nobody don't want to. Everybody following what that crowd does. You know what I mean? Like, that shit stupidity. You ask me. And I don't like it for one bit. So if you see somebody, man, support them, man. Don't hate on them. All right, so that T.I. and beef getting out of hand, and it's all started on $1 Million Worth of Games podcast. They had interviewed T.I. And T.I. said that 50 Cent, him and 50 Cent talk about doing a versus battle at a concert, and he said 50 Cent was all in on it. And he also told 50 Cent that, hey, I'm gonna jump out there first. You know what I mean? Once I jump out there, and then that allow you to jump out there, and then we can put this thing together, your catalog versus my catalog, right? So it didn't go as planned as that, you know what I mean? So goddamn, you know, everybody know 50 Cent a bully, you know what I mean? So goddamn 50 Cent went on social media and he posted, you know, T.I. wife, which is Teeny, right? So it was this crazy picture that he posted up there. You know, women get their BBL done and they just don't look right. They look like a fucking ant. You know what I mean? So I wish women go back to being natural, like a natural way, but that don't exist no more. So T.I. didn't respond, but his son responded, which is King. King responded like, hey, keep my mom name out your mouth. Your mom dead. You talking about go dig your mom out the grave. You know what I mean? Your mom is dead. I'm not raised like that, you know what I mean? Like, you're not gonna talk about my mom and such and such, you know what I mean? So it kind of shocked the internet because, damn, hey, this motherfucking King. You know what I mean? So he snapped back before his father did, you know what I mean? And I don't blame the kid, you know what I mean, for doing what you gotta do. I don't blame King. I would have did the same thing. You know what I mean? You supposed to stand up for your mom no matter what was going on, you know what I mean? Because I was once a kid's mom, you know what I mean? Like, bitch, you can't talk about my mom, bitch, I'm going to you, you know what I mean? And that's what happened down south. We don't play that shit, you know what I mean? You talk about our mom, bitch, it's over, you know what I mean? Those fighting shit, you know what I mean? But King also posted up 50 Cent mom tombstone, you know what I mean? And then, you know, go dig your mom up, you know what I mean? And this shit getting carried away, you know what I mean? It never supposed to got that far where you bringing in the dead and then you bringing in people's parents in a rap beef. So I disagree with 50 Cent what he did. He should never put Teeny involved, you know what I mean? This is between you and T.I. Keep it on that level. But with dealing with T.I. there's no rules, I guess. I mean, dealing with 50 Cent is no rules. So T.I. responded with a diss record. And the diss record was produced by Dr. Dre. You know what I mean? So some people think this shit is staged. You know what I mean? And it's kind of like it is staged a little bit. You know, I'm guessing that it's staged because, you know, T.I. working on his last album, which is called Kill the King. And then if you're working on your last album, all of a sudden you got two diss records going out, 50 Cent, something fishy. You know what I mean? But the diss record hard. The first one and the second one, they hard. You know what I mean? But I just don't think 50 Cent gonna respond that way because 50 Cent, he's not rapping no more. You know what I mean? He's on a white boy level. And that's doing movies. You feel me? So I just don't think 50 Cent gonna respond with any type of music. He doing movies now, and you know, he's on a whole different level. So I don't think we're gonna get a versus out of T.I. or 50 Cent. And but I do wish the South versus you know, New York rappers in a verse that the South people always gotta go against the South. I don't think that's right. I would like to see the South versus New York in a versus battle. And you know, who knows? One day we see 50 Cent up there doing the verses. I just don't think that's gonna happen. He moved on, dealing with movies. You know what I mean? and that's where he at. So this is one crazy beef battle, and the shit getting out of hand where it got kids and kids involved in the beef. That's crazy. So I don't know what y'all think about this situation. You feel me? So the fight happens with the woman boxing, Kalisa Shield versus Frenchie. I don't know if I'm saying their name right because I don't watch them. But the fight went down, and Pat Pooh's wife won. You know what I mean? And I didn't see it, but I guess this fight was a rematch because they fought before. And so I guess she didn't get Muhammad Ali's daughter, so she had to do another rematch fight. So it was a good match. They both girls fought their hardest, and they gave it all. You know what I mean? So, but congratulations to Carissa Shield. My bad. She won the match. They say it was a great fight, but I just don't watch women boxing like that. So I don't much know who the other girl is, Frenchie, whatever her name is, but she's a heavyweight champion. And another thing, I want to ask Pat Pooh, what's it like being with a female that you know damn well if she get mad at you or whatever, she can whoop your ass because she's a professional boxer. I want to know, like, who wear the draws in that relationship. You know what I mean? Yeah, that's some crazy shit. Like, you with a woman that, a professional boxer that can whoop your ass anytime she get mad. That's a crazy ass feeling, ain't it? Knowing you supposed to be the man and shit. All I can say, man, on the way to whoop her ass, man, you gotta put that dick game down on her, man. You gotta be the king in bed, boy. If not, your ass is over. You know what I mean? So if anybody been in a relationship like that, knowing that a woman can whoop your ass at any given point, y'all let me know, man. Cause that shit down. What you said about nigga, you know what I mean? Like, you become the bitch. Even if you is hard, whatever. You know what I mean? You act tough, whatever. You know what I mean? You know damn well the girl gonna knock your ass out when she get mad at you. And you damn sure about not cheat. If you cheat, bitch, you gotta have a bitch that can whoop her ass. You know what I mean? Cause I feel sorry for the other chick. She gone. If she don't know how to put them hands up, she done. Cause your main bitch is a boxer. So you know she getting her ass whooped. And then you'll get your ass whooped next. That's crazy. Oh no, man. Y'all let me know, man. Y'all let me know. Is it worth being in a relationship when you get dominated by a female? You know what I mean? She 10 times stronger. She got more hands than you. You know what I mean? You can't act hard, bitch. That's some crazy ass shit, though. I don't know, man. That big ups to him, though, man. Big ups to him, man. Shout out to Pat Poos, man. I don't mean no harm. But damn, dog. You left Rennie Ma for this. So, other news. Ray J, basically, the police swatted Ray J home up there in Los Angeles over the weekend for domestic violence. And I keep telling niggas, keep your hands off females, you know what I mean? The police do not play with females or animals, you feel me? So law enforcement tells TMZ LAPD received a call around 2 a.m. Saturday for domestic violence. So, you already know who involved, Ray J and Princess. So, oh boy. So, you already know Ray J going to court, trying to get custody of his kids. And like you seen on the last video, he had pointed a gun at Princess. So that's what this whole thing about. You know, he can't see his kids. He was banned off of Twitch. You know what I mean? And it's a bad situation. You know what I mean? When you go and do a divorce, and now you fighting for your kids. Not only he fighting for his kids, he fighting for his life because he dealing with health issues. You know what I mean? So it's not a good look for Ray J this year. Actually started off bad for him. I feel sorry for him in a way. But you don't win by putting your hands on females, Ray J. You know what I mean? You gotta know how to control that shit, Ray J. You know what I mean? You got all this money in the world. You know what I mean? Get you a good lawyer. You know what I mean? That you know you can win the case and hopefully get some type of custody of your kids. But you got a history of drinking, partying, and all types of stuff. So you made it bad on yourself, Ray J. Nobody else. So I ain't taking up for nobody's sides, but hey, you know what I mean? You gotta chill out, man. You know what I mean? Life is tough. Hey, yo, y'all check out my clothing line at tripleacemerch.com. Buy a t-shirt, buy a sweater, you can buy some jeans, whatever. Just check out my clothing line for me, all right? tripleacemerch.com. Follow it. So on a personal note, right? And I know they say you don't supposed to judge God and all this, and you supposed to learn the Bible and all that type of stuff. But when you lose a parent that you know your whole life and everything, and you know that's all you know, your mom, and you're supposed to know your dad and shit. But when you lose either one of them, and then you know you gotta live out the remainder of your life, it's like damn, whoever you know invented this, you know what I mean, they should have came up with something better than this, you know what I mean. And what I mean by that is like, yeah, you know your mom or your dad for like that for the first half of your life, and then when they pass on, you gotta go remaining of your life without them, you know. And I guess you call it a cycle, you know, it's a cycle of life, you know what I mean. And then when you have kids, one day you gonna be gone, then they gonna be without you. And that's kind of hard if you ain't getting therapy for that, you know what I mean. And when my mom passed, I didn't get no therapy. It was like, fuck, you know, what to do now? My mom gone. I never know my dad, so I can't call him. I almost know the nigga still living or not. But it traumatized you as an adult, you know. It puts a hurting feeling on you when, you know, your parent not here no more, you know what I mean? And you can't talk to them no more, they in the grave, you know what I mean? And that's what I'm saying, whoever invented this life cycle, I don't think they was thinking about the sacrifice of losing your parents and going on with your life, you know what I mean? If that make any sense. You feel me? Yo, thank y'all for tuning in to Triple H Podcast. I appreciate y'all. Until the next time, y'all stay safe out there and beware of the bullshit. But other than that, peace. This is the Triple H Show. Peace.